Hello, everybody. Welcome to another Rocky Mountain Rankings ranking of the album covers. And I hope you're all doing well. I'm doing so. Still not feeling 100%. In fact, I'm feeling the point where I have to force myself to do things. And that's pretty bad when you have to force yourself to do things, especially something like this. But if I don't, I I just sit around and do nothing except stare at a TV, and I don't like to do that. So anyway, enough of my problems. Today, if you hadn't already guessed, we're going to be ranking the album covers of the great metal band Judas Priest, who, hooray, were inducted into the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame. Finally, and I'm so glad that Les Binks and KK were included. Believe Dave Holland was also included. Of course, Dave Holland passed away. Let's see. Oh. Where is it here? Yeah, he passed away in 2018, sadly. Excuse me. Which is too bad. Great drum player. I don't know if I don't think Alan Moore was included or John Hinch. But KK was Al Atkins, the original lead vocalist. I don't think he was. Of course, he was before they became they got their big break. So, but anyway, uh, I don't think Richie was. Maybe he was. I don't know. But anyway, we're here to rank the album covers. Of course, Priest, they started out in 1969. A lot of people don't know that. Um, and of course, they got started by Al Atkins before he handed over the reins to Rob Halford. So anyway, before we get started, please, oh please, subscribe. I'd really appreciate it. It would help my channel out. Hit the notification bell, like the video, and leave your own ranking of the album covers. Whatever comments. Keep them nice, though. Any ignorant, bad comments I will delete. So let's get into this, shall we? I'm not going to include Demolition. I am going to include Jugulator, but I'm not including Demolition because basically I don't own a copy. So, and plus it probably would end up being dead last. So, anyway, so we're going to do 17 album covers. I'm going to start with my least favorite, work up to my favorite. So we're going to start with number 17. And number 17's had two different covers, both of which are bad. The original cover was a little bit better than the one I have. But this released February 27th, 1981. I'm talking about Point of Entry. Now, what they are trying to convey here, I have no idea. The original album cover had some kind of a spike or spur sticking out, I guess. phalanx symbol. I have no idea. But here you got computer paper being strung out across the desert. Desert plain. Welcome to Desert Plains. But it doesn't get any better. You know, maybe that's the boxes they had the computer paper in. I don't know. There are definitely boxes. Yeah. What should we have hey Joe, what should we have on the front cover? I don't know. Let's just strew this computer paper across the desert plain. Yeah, that's a good idea. Oh, we need a back cover. Okay, yeah. Oh, the boxes. We'll just stack them up like this. What do you think, Rob, boys? How do you like that? Well, we really don't like it, but we really don't have anything else to say about it. Seems how we got to get the album out. So, what does it say here? I guess it's supposed to simulate a line in the middle of a road with white cardboard boxes on the back. Yeah. The sleeve was awful, Glenn Tipton said of the cover. We've got to, of course they blame management. I'm sorry, but I also blame the band because if you're the band, you should have control of what is going to go on your album cover. That'd be like me putting out a book and having a seagull on the book and me saying, well, I had no control over that. Sorry, but this, and that's supposed to be a line on a road. Even a 5-year-old could tell that's a computer paper, a roll of computer paper. So anyway, that is number 17. We're starting it off strong here. But, decent music. Not the best, but okay. All right. That's number 17. On to number 16. Okay. This next one, I remember when it came out, I didn't quite know what to make of it. Like the music. Cover, well, released April 1986 on the heels of Defenders of the Faith. We're talking about Turbo. I remember getting this and looking at that, and I'm like, okay, it's a woman's hand. And obviously it's a gear shift, or supposed to be a gear shift. But the more you look at the top, I'm sorry, but that's more than just a gear shift. I know a lot of people, David, get your mind out of the gutter, but I'm sorry. It just, I don't know. As I said, the old saying, sex, drugs, and rock and roll. Well, I'm sorry, but we could do without that. Good music, not the best, but I still love it. And I could do without that on the back. So that's my number 16, Turbo. Okay. Number 15, we're going all the way back to the beginning. All the way back to that day in the Garden of Eden when Priest appeared. No, back to the beginning. Released September 6, 1974 on Gull Records. We're talking about Rock-a-Rolla Woman for a Rock-a-Rolla Man. You can make it if you think you can. Not the original cover. Of course, the original cover had a bottle cap with Rock-a-Rolla on it. And of course, Coca-Cola didn't care for that one bit. Got a little bit to do going down, so they substituted this instead. It's okay. I remember when I first saw this at the record store, I'm like, is this Priest's new album? You know, I'd never heard of it. And I'm looking at the track list and the players on it. You know, Rob Halford, KK Downing, Glenn Tipton, John Hinch, drums, and then got a new drummer. Of course, then I looked down. 1974. What? Okay, so I did a little digging and found out that this is their debut. But yeah, both the original and this one. Well, this one's a lot better than the original one, but still not up to snuff to what would come later. But you know, a lot better than just a dang bottle cap with Rock-a-Roll on it. So. And the music, I kind of dig the music on it. You know, there's some good special stuff like Winter and Deep Freeze and Winter Retreat and Cheater, decent. And the title track's kind of catchy, but you could tell it's them feeling their way. So anyway, that's number 15, Rock-a-Rolla. Now this number 14 has had a couple of different names. Released October 9th, 1978. It was originally called Killing Machine. The version I have is the American version. Is called Hell Bent for Leather. Not a bad album cover. Though it doesn't do really much for me. Trying to see what. Well, I'm not going to get into that. You know, good shots of the band on the back. Old Rob up there with a beard. A lot of people don't like this album. I know some of my friends didn't like it because they said it didn't sound like Priest, especially the side 2. But this is the last one with Les Binks on it as a drummer. I mean, last studio album. Could do one more with, the live album. But okay artwork, but I think it could have been better. So that's number 14, Hell Bent for Leather, Killing Machine. Okay, my number 13. Might get a little flack for this one, but this is how I see him. Released January 13th, 1984. Defenders of the Faith. They're saying, Davies, how can you rank an iconic album cover like Defenders so low? Well, easy. I really don't like that cover that all that much. I mean, it's cool. It's okay. I just don't. I mean, it made for a great backdrop at on the tour. I just don't see what's so cool about it. The full coolness about it, I guess. I don't know. Maybe it's just me, my old age, but but the the songs are great. Of course, you had your controversy, especially with songs like "Eat Me Alive," but we're not going to get into that. Back, kind of boring. Because a lot of people call this like the hot dog thing because of this back here. It does kind of remind you of a hot dog. And on the front here, right here. So, yeah. So that is my number 13th, Defenders of the Faith. Okay, another one I'll probably get some flack for. A lot of people love this album. One of their iconic albums. Released September. 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 You ever been to September? February 10th, 1978. Talking about Stained Class. Good album cover, but I don't really care for it all that much. The back kind of reminds me of a disco on a wild night, Saturday night. After you've had one too many. This doesn't do anything for me, like I said. But don't get me wrong, the music's great. Priest is finding their way. But yeah. I just think they could have come up with something a lot better than some mask with something shooting through it. So I don't know. So that is my number 12. On to number 11. Now this one, I'll definitely get some flack for. Released March 9th, 2018. Most recent release by the band, Firepower. I can overhear some of you saying, Davies, you can't rank this low. This is an awesome album. Well, yes, it is an awesome album. But I'm not ranking the songs. I'm ranking the cover, which I think is all right. But the first time I saw it, it didn't grab me that much. It still doesn't. I don't know what that monstrosity reminds me of, but it doesn't. I don't know. It reminds me of something, but I can't place it. It's one of those things you've seen it before, but you can't quite place where you've seen it before. I want to say Dune, but I don't know. It just, the back's okay, too. That's great. But the front, I don't know. It just doesn't grab me. But the songs do. I love the music. In fact, I can't remember if I placed this at my number 1 or number 2. So, anyway. That's my number 11, Firepower. If you don't like it, tough. So, on to number 10. Okay. Released April 8th, 1977. A very iconic album. An album that I wish the drummer that did the drumming would have stayed with the band. And that drummer was Simon Phillips. The album, Sin After Sin. The artwork fits this album, but is it their best? No. Is it the worst? No. That's why I'm putting this right in the middle of everything. The back is fantastic. It's if the cover, fits the music, this one does. But like I said, it's not their best. The best is yet to come, and that's why I'm putting Sin After Sin right in, basically almost right dead center. So that's number 10, Sin After Sin. And, like I said, I wish Simon Phillips would have stayed with Priest. It would have been awesome to see what he would have done with albums like Stained Glass and Hell Bent for Leather and British Steel and so on. Now, his drumming, especially like on Dissident Aggressor and Synapse, the whole album. It's just awesome. He is one awesome individual. I love his drumming. So, anyway, on to number 9. Okay, number 9. An album doesn't get a lot of love. In fact, a lot of people don't like it. I love it. Released May 13th, 1988. Come back from their Turbo years. Ram It Down. The album cover is just, again, it's right there in the middle, with like Sin After Sin. The music, not the best, but I just love some of the songs like Blood Red Skies and Hard as Iron. But that awesome cover. Again, not the best, but not the worst. Priest making their big move to come back. A lot of people like again, the music. A lot of people didn't care for it. Priest made a bad mistake with Turbo. They made another bad mistake with doing songs like Johnny Be Good. You don't know until you try. So they tried. I like Johnny Be Good. But cover, decent. It's right in the middle of the road. So there you go. That's number 9, Ram It Down. Okay, coming to number 8, another album doesn't get a lot of love. In fact, a lot of people just loathe this album. I'm not one of them. Released June 17th, 2008. Their first double album, Nostradamus. Now, again, not their best album cover, but not the worst. Right in the middle again. A lot of people say, they made a bad mistake just using this boring Judas Priest moniker. Well, if they'd used their regular moniker, it wouldn't have fit. Wouldn't have fit the album cover. It'd been just too modern, too up to date, too today. But like I said, a lot of people just loathe this album. I love this album. I mean, the moment I first heard it, I just fell in love with it. So, but again, not their best, but not the worst. Right in the middle. Nostradamus, number 8. Okay. Now we come to another iconic album, released April 11th, 1980. Talking about British Steel. Davies, how can you put this so low? Well, easily. Yes, it's an iconic album cover. Yes, it's an iconic album. Back is iconic. But is it the best? No, it is not. It's, again, right in the middle of the road. Could anything else have been done? Questions that will never be answered. But again, it's not their best, but not their worst. So I do love it. Love the music on it. I always will. So basically, what they did is they kept it simple but sweet. If it was done today, yeah, it could have. I'm sure something else would have been done, but we'll never know. Redundant questions. So, anyway, that's my number 7, British Steel. Okay, another iconic album released July 1982. The album that really got me into Judas Priest. Talking about Screaming for Vengeance. Great album cover. Of course, again, not the best, but not the worst either. Back leaves a lot to be desired. But the front, first tour I saw Priest on was this. They were fantastic. Just loved it. So, but I remember when they were doing these album covers, a lot of people were wondering why, why they were doing these, these paintings, especially with the Defenders of the Faith, the hot dog, what they call hot dog cover. This one kind of, the squiggly back here kind of reminds me of toothpaste. So, sorry, but it does. So, anyway, still, iconic cover. Going across the, with the sun right here. So, not the best, but not the worst. Okay. Now the top 5 at 5. Released March 23rd, 1976. One of their most iconic albums. Sad Wings of Destiny. Look at that cover. It just sets the tone for what's on the album. I mean, just like with albums like Sin After Sin, it just captures the essence of the songs. Like, it sounds like Tyrant and Genocide and Island of Domination and Dreamer and Dreamer Deceiver, The Ripper, Victim of Changes. It just there's Band on the back. This is the only album with Alan Moore on the drums. Yeah. This is way before they adopted their leather and studs and chains and stuff. Look at KK right here with the fedora. So, but yeah, could easily be my number one, but I just think what's to come is a little bit better. So that's my number 5. Sad Wings of Destiny. Okay, number 4. Released September 14th, 1990. An album that would be the last one with Rob Halford for quite a while. Talking about Painkiller. Now with the top 5, I had a tough time. I mean, all these are excellent album covers. This one, just a little bit too cartoonish. You know, I'm not saying that about Sad Wings of Destiny, but this one to me is just, you know, that's what's keeping it down for. There's the back, but good, decent album cover. Fantastic album. Yeah, of course the title track, awesome. You know, nothing need to be said about the title track. It's awesome, hard, heavy metal, driving heavy metal. So that's my number 4. On to number 3. Okay. Released July 8th, 2014. Redeemer of Souls. Look at that cover. That's, again, these covers, you know, this is what was making it tough to decide what was going to be number 2, number 3, number 4. Just awesome covers. This is when you know fully well that the band is involved. The band's picking these covers, not record execs, not people who think they're in with the band and know what's best for them. Some guy who's scrubbing toilets down the hall would probably know better than the upper echelons of Epic Records. No. The band, I can guarantee you, picked this. You know, had their weight 100% behind it. So, yeah. Tells you exactly what you expect is on the inside of this album. Pure metal bliss. So, and it is awesome. Just love this album. So, anyway, on to number 2. Okay, my number 1 and number 2 kind of switched around at the last second when I was writing everything out here. And I'll get to why. Released October 16, 1997. Jegulator. Now, when I was looking at this album, I thought, God, I just love that cover. That is so awesome. But the more I looked at it, I thought, well, if I remember correctly, there's more to it than meets the eye. And you're not going to be able to see it very well, but There it is right there. This right here. That's the album cover it should have been. If it had been this here, it would have been number one. Because this right here, you can't really see it because of this, but it's just awesome. I don't know if they have it. No, they don't. And I think somebody explained the reason why they didn't have it like this on the front cover. But that's, it's still cool. But having that whole thing would have been so much better. The lights coming down through the clouds and the molten metal right here, and you have a skull right here, and it's just would have been so much better. But for some reason they decide, oh, let's go with this. Now this right here had to be the record exec's decision. The band picked the picture, record execs decided to do it this way. Yeah, this makes much more sense. I have this close up, which is all kind of pixelated, kind of blurry. Yeah, that's blurry's good. So, yeah. So that's why that's putting that at number 2. And putting number 1 at number 1, which is, of course, released February 23rd, 2005, Angel of Retribution, Rob Halford's Return. Now you're probably saying, Dave, there's other covers better than this one. Yes. But this one, to me, says so much. It's telling me that the Priest is back the way it should have been, was supposed to be. Nothing bad against Ripper Owens. He's a great singer. But Rob Halford is Priest. He always will be. I mean, you can get you could got Ralph Sheepers of Primal Fear, who is also an awesome singer and sounds like Rob Halford. But, yeah, he would have been great. But Rob Halford is Rob Halford. And I think that's why Ralph Sheepers did not join Judas Priest, because he probably had a feeling that Rob would be back someday. But this, it's direct, it's simple, it's saying, we're back. We are back. And boy, were they back. I mean, just awesomeness. Total awesomeness. When I heard that, the fact that it was Revolution, I was going home from work, and I heard that song come on the radio. They said, we just got this in. Priest is back. Rob Halford's back with Priest. Here's a song off their new forthcoming album. I'm like, what? And it just, my whole body went tingly. I got the chills. It was the best. Oh, I love it. I loved it. And when this came out, I went down and grabbed it. Oh, one of the best days of my life when Rob returned. So anyway, there you have it. Priest's album covers ranked. So do a little bit recap on that. Number 1, Angel of Retribution. Number 2, Jugulator. Number 3, Redeemer Souls. Number 4, Painkiller. Number 5, Sad Wings of Destiny. Number 6, Screaming for Vengeance. Number 7, British Steel. Number 8, Nostradamus. Number 9, Ram It Down. Number 10, Sin After Sin. Number 11, Firepower. Number 12, Stained Class. Number 13, Defenders. Number 14, Killing Machine, Hell Bent for Leather. Number 15, Rockarola. Number 16, Turbo. And number 17, Point of Entry. Well, I hope you enjoyed that. I really enjoyed it. I just wish I could start feeling better. This feeling I have is just awful. Just awful, people. And if I look like I feel blah, I do. I feel blah. So, anyway, I don't know what I'm going to plan for next Monday. I was hoping I'd have something for this past Saturday, but it just, like I said, I have to force myself to do anything. So anyway, have a good December. Hopefully I'll see you next Monday. Keep smiling. Keep going. Even when you feel like you're empty, keep going. And thanks for joining me. Love you all.